Hey, what's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing another video in the Let's Talk About series. And this video is going to be about Let's Talk About Gary Bettman. If you don't know about the series, it's really just I talk about my opinion, I give some facts, and I just discuss different subjects. And I know that there's a bunch of other Let's Talk About ones on my channel, so if you guys would like to see some more of this kind of content, just feel free to go back and see the other videos. I'm gonna be recording two Let's Talk About videos today. I'm gonna release one today, one probably next week sometime. So yeah, depending on how much I can squeeze into each video, it's probably gonna be at least 10 minutes because I like to give a good discussion about my experience and my opinion on stuff, especially when it's something like this that I feel very strongly about. And I'm also, especially in this one, I'm going to give some solutions. So yeah, let's get into the video. So Gary Bettman, if you don't know who he is the commissioner of the National Hockey League right now. He is pretty old. I think he's in his 80s right now. So probably not going to live long past this year. I don't make the rules, I just follow them because that's the rule of the universe and niche. Honestly, I think it's time for a change with the NHL commissioner. I think you need to go younger. I think Bettman has served his purpose. I will give Bettman a lot of credit. He's grown the sport teams wise. He was actually the first professional sports team outside of minor league baseball and minor league hockey inside of Las Vegas with the Vegas Golden Knights, but he also brought in the Seattle Kraken, and he probably brought in a lot of other teams that I wasn't really around for a lot of the expansion in the NHL. I was only around for the Kraken and the Golden Knights, and I really just got into hockey around I think 2010, because that's when the Cincinnati Cyclones, which are my hometown team, won their second Kelly Cup, and I was actually there in the building in my season ticket seat, and I watched them win that Kelly Cup, and that was a really cool experience. It was my fourth ever hockey game, and pretty much from the first game I was pretty hooked. My mom had said, because I have ADHD, that was the first time that she's ever seen me sit that still. I'm a big hockey fan, and hockey's been very good to me over the years. It has given me some great connections, one of which it's a pretty big fish agent-wise and has some pretty good players that he's representing, one of which is the debatable best player in the NHL, even though he's on a team that's not winning a lot right now. And he also represents some of the best players. He is a gold medal winning coach for Team Canada. Now, I can't remember if it was the World Juniors that he won the gold medal or if it was the Olympics, but a gold medal is a gold medal, and it's pretty impressive either way. And I've made a lot of friends that aren't big connections. I've made a lot of really great fan friends. I've made hockey's been very good to me. I know I haven't been the best person over the few years, but I'm very opinionated, and I'm not afraid to share my opinion, and that rubs some people the wrong way. But enough about me. But hockey has been very good to me, and I want to watch it grow. Which is actually why I volunteer a lot for the Cincinnati Junior Cyclones, which is actually going to be the next video I'm going to make. But I digress again, I'm sorry. So, Gary Bettman, I think it's time for change. As much as I don't want to see a guy fired, I never want to see anybody fired, but it's just time to go, especially when you're thinking about the NHL streaming rights thing. NHL is dead set on blackout games, which the NFL and those guys and MLB especially have blackout dates too. But the NHL just makes it hard. They're still trying to stick to cable, and you can't do that in this day and age. You need to go to a streaming platform. Like, NHL Network's only on, like, Fubo TV and Sling TV and that stuff. You need to, like, make your own app, maybe, at the very least, so that people that don't have it can watch it, and then you can subscribe to the app and get the content. And the NHL app, we're not even going to go into that. That needs a whole lot of help right there. That needs a whole lot of redesign and help. But the NHL needs to go in a different direction because cable is not it anymore, and they're going to lose a lot of money. They're going to lose a lot of growth opportunity if Bettman keeps on this path. And I'm not going to lie to you. I don't see Bettman going in the new direction. I think he's hard-headed on the cable thing, and that's going to hurt the game of hockey more than it's going to help it. And that's not the only thing that's hurting hockey. I'll honestly probably make a third video today now that comes to mind about what's hurting hockey and why it can't grow. But if you want to grow the game, you have to get on the streaming platforms because that's just the way life is going right now. You have to stay with the times, and you can't just sit down and, like, just go with the flow. You have to keep up. And I don't think Bettman's going to be very good at doing that. And there's also some stuff that I don't personally agree with. You may agree with it, but like the Pride jersey thing, I mean, well, a player can't forcibly be work on doing it, but I hate the fact that they were getting rid of all the specialty jerseys and that stuff. That really made me mad. And the Pride tape, they just rolled that back like a week or two ago. But you know, getting rid of causes just because of one cause. Just all the causes. Like, they can't even do Hockey Fight Cancer jerseys anymore, I don't believe. And that's just, it's disappointing that the NHL has come to that. Sorry, I have something up on my TV right now. And it was about to go idle. And quite literally, it's just not a good direction for the NHL to be in when you don't have the opportunity to just sit and wait. You have to stay with the times. You have to stay with everything that's happening. And if you don't, you're going to lag behind the rest of the sports. You can already see that with the NHL, and Bettman isn't helping his cause with the banning of the causes and the banning of the Pride tape and the banning of the whatever. It feels like whenever causes are concerned, Bettman makes the decision that's not necessarily progressive with the times. And I am a firm believer that hockey is for everyone, no matter race, gender, sexual orientation, anything like that. I believe hockey is for everyone, and that you shouldn't judge somebody just because of that stuff. And it's a big deal because people are making it a big deal. It's really not that big of a deal. Just respect other people. At the end of the day, we're all people. And I don't think Bettman has really gotten that point yet. And I will give Bettman a little bit of credit. It is a very sticky situation because of the political divide and the divide that the country has. It's a really sticky situation. You're going to make people mad either way. But I think that the right thing to do would be to accept the people and that stuff. So, and I don't think Bettman is going to be able to do that. I think it's time for change. If you want to grow the game, I think you have to change it. And I think it's time for Bettman to retire. I think his contract's up in this year or next year. It's up pretty soon. I know that. But it's time for change. Bettman, I'm not going to say he's a bad guy, but he just makes questionable decisions when it comes to the future of hockey. And I don't see that playing out very well when you're talking about the growth of the game. He's grown the game in different markets. I will give him that. But he, especially with the Chicago Wolves situation, I think he would have had the power to be able to mediate that, or at least affiliate somebody in the AHL and be like, hey, this is going to be an affiliation for this year. And just, I'm not saying he's the AHL commissioner, but I think he has pretty much a decent amount of pull to be able to just create a team there. And I know that's a lot easier said than done, but the Wolves situation, I think, was played out very badly. And I know I don't have all the facts. I'm not on the inside of the Bettman meetings. I'm not on the inside of the AHL meetings, not the affiliation meetings. I'm not on the inside of anything like that. What I know is what people tell me. Sometimes it's by firsthand by like a player, because I do have a couple of player connections. But also sometimes like there's a fan that might have a connection, and it's a fan that I know and that I can trust, because in the past they've given me reliable information. So I'm not on the inside, but I do have sources that can be on the inside, if you know what I'm saying. And it just doesn't really seem like Bettman's doing their job. And as much as I'd like to say that Bettman isn't nearing the end of his career, I think he's ending the end of his career. I really do. Sadly, I think he's in the last leg of his career. I don't see him lasting 10 more years. I really don't. I think in the next decade, we're going to see a change at the NHL commissioner position. If not because he died, it's because the NHL owners want to go in a different direction. Because at the end of the day, Bettman is the owner's person. Like, he's their representation. The players have their own union, but Bettman represents the owners of the league. And that's also another thing with the CBA and that stuff. The lockout, like, really? Like, players are just asking for fair treatment. They're just asking for their fair share. And I think that he's played a couple of the lockouts very badly. And I think a lockout is actually upcoming. But when the upcoming next lockout, if he's still there, he's not going to be able to play off any of the cards that he still has. He really isn't. And I believe that, especially with the lockout, if he's still there by the lockout's going to be his downfall. I think when the lockout hits, he's done. Either way, he's going to be done. And I do give Bettman a lot of credit. He has a very hard job mediating stuff, and he's probably a super busy person, but at the end of the day, maybe you could make the case that keeping him is hurting the sport of hockey and hurting the growth of the NHL more than it is helping it. Yeah, you're expanding to new markets, but what else have you done to expand the game? You haven't really done much else to expand the game that I know of. If you guys know of something that he's doing that I haven't mentioned here, please feel free to put it in the comments. I welcome it. And also, if you guys want to have a debate about something, feel free to debate it in the comments, but keep it respectful. If it doesn't, stay respectful, I'll jump in and be like, hey, keep it respectful. And if it still doesn't become respectful, I'll just delete that comment there entirely, and we won't have a problem. I just wanted to say that Bettman is a polarizing figure right now. He really is. My opinion is that it's time for change. It really is. If you look at a lot of the facts, and if you look at a bunch of the way that he's done business over the years, I think that his style has long past. And as much as I'd like to say that hockey has a great future with him at the helm, I can't say that and know that I'm being truthful. I try and be honest and truthful with anybody I'm saying. I don't like to lie. I don't like to, cause waves or anything like that. I usually honestly kind of stay to myself a lot of times. A lot of times people that I'm talking to will actually have come up to me. And it's just a lot of stuff because, yeah. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.